Pamela from Yorkshire in the north of England. I'm here to talk about crochet, but more particularly my challenge by hook or by crook. Every 3 months I select a crime detective mystery story that's a book, a TV adaptation or a film, sometimes all three, and we make something to fit in with the detective, the particular book, the TV story or the film. I accept any make: crochet, knitting, needle crafts, drawing, painting, construction, anything. The deadline for this one is the 30th of September, 12 midnight in the UK. So midnight in the UK is the deadline. I accept entries by email. If you don't hear from me in a couple of days, it means they haven't got it, so please reach out again. I put up a prize, which is £15 Etsy or Amazon voucher. If Etsy increase the lower limit of their gift cards again, it will be just for Amazon, or I'll think of some other solution. I think that's about it really. I don't think there's anything else with rules. Obviously it's all run by me, nobody else is involved. The one I picked for this particular quarter, because that's how it's working out, I'm doing one in each quarter of the year, is an Inspector Morse mystery, which is The Last Bus to Woodstock, written by Colin, Dexter. And this was the first one that was adapted for... No, it's the first in the series of Inspector Morse, but it's not the first one that was put on television. But I picked it because it was the first Inspector Morse. It was written in the 70s, and I think it's... I'm going to say it's the 80s on TV, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I did look it up before, but I can't remember now. There's going to be spoilers here, because I'm assuming anybody who wanted to join in has probably already read it, watched it, or if you're not interested, then it won't matter to you anyway. I am only basing my item I'm doing or whatever on the TV version, because I'm just not into reading at the minute. I'm reading an actual book. I'm reading a favourite on Kindle, which is a Millie Johnson, but as for anything else, I'm struggling. I'm even struggling to listen to Audible. I tried listening to one yesterday, and after about 15 minutes I thought, well, I don't know what happened there. I just totally not taking it in. So yeah, I'm still reading things that are really interesting me, but as for novels, it's a bit hard really, apart from my Millies, you know. Anyway, whatever, it's just as it is, and it'll come back, it always does. So this is where the spoilers come in. At the end of the video I'm going to do it's a cautionary tale about buying patterns on Etsy, but I'll come to that at the end. So this is the spoiler bit where I'm going to talk about the story. I'm not talking about all the story, because like I say, if you're interested, you'll have already watched it already. If you aren't, then it won't matter to you anyway. So basically, the story on TV starts with 3 women waiting at a bus stop. One of them turns out to be an elderly lady called Mrs. Jarman, who has no connection to the 2 younger women waiting at the bus stop. I do remember it was the 420 was the bus number to Woodstock, but that's about it really. But yeah, that's a side issue. But yeah, anyway, so the 2 younger ones appear to be together at this stage. They are losing patience with the bus, so they decide to hitchhike, and they're flagging down a vehicle, and a red car stops. Now the one called Sylvia gets in the car, but Mary holds back, and she returns to stand with Mrs. Jarman at the bus stop. So they sort of say, see you tomorrow or whatever, and then the red car goes on its way, they're waiting for the bus, and that bus eventually turns up. Now, Sylvia, who got in the car, was meant to be meeting someone at the pub, and but instead he finds her dead in the car park. Enter Inspector Morse and Sergeant Lewis. But it subsequently turns out that Mary, who didn't get in the car, has been having an affair with Dr. Crowther, who happens to be the driver of the red car that picks Sylvia up. It's his wife's car, by the way, that he's driving that night. I mean, you have to have coincidences in detective stories, otherwise you'd be going round in circles. But yeah, it seems a bit far-fetched, doesn't it, that the man that she's seeing stops at a random bus stop, and and it picks up her friend. It's really weird. But anyway, this is what happens in stories. It doesn't have to make sense, does it? So at this pub, Fox and Castle, they found her in the car park. It subsequently transpires, this is where we go to the end, that Dr. Crowther, who had picked her up, there'd been an altercation in the car between him and Sylvia. I don't know whether he came on to her or she wanted something from him, I don't know. But anyway, she ends up getting out of the car in a huff. At the rear of the car, bearing in mind it's raining, at the rear of the car, Mary catches up with them after catching the bus, finding the pub that they're in. She catches up with them. I mean, it's all totally implausible, but anyway, she hits Sylvia, and Sylvia goes down. Then Dr. Crowther's reversing out, runs over Sylvia and drives off. Now, so everybody says it's not actually murder as such, because he doesn't realise he's done it. She didn't realise her actions of hitting her, cause her to go under the wheels of a car. However, they all withheld information. They didn't tell the police. He didn't stop, or he didn't hand himself in once he knew that he'd reversed over, and he did know he'd reversed over by this time, because him and his wife tried to cover the evidence. And so there's still a crime committed, albeit not murder. I didn't enjoy the story because I don't like seediness, I don't like pervy men. So, the fact that this wasn't the only affair going on in this. There were at least 2 other affairs, or rather one other affair, and another man who seemed to, want to sleep with his students. So I wasn't really, I don't like that sort of thing. And it's in the age where this went out, I suppose it's in the age where men could still, have the cake and eat it, sort of thing. So they've got these wives at home, but yet they're going off with all these younger women. These younger women have latched onto why, have some self-respect, sort of thing. But it's just all this, the undertones of this sort of era that I don't like. And it's and like, for instance, the woman who owns the house that Mary lives in, and the student that is I don't know, her tutor tries to seduce her. Those 3 live in the house with this, the woman who owns it is called Jennifer, and she's having an affair with the boss. But when he decides that it's over, he tells her she's to find another job, and it's just the, it's all like, two-faced, and the men seem to be able to have the cake and eat it, like I say, or in Yorkshire we say have the spice and halfpenny, which is basically you get the sweets and you get the spending money as well. So you know, I don't like dramas from that era really, you know, it's not my thing. But anyway, it's put me off Morse a bit, but I do think it's a bit different when you get to the end of the series of Morse. It's not as much like that, you know. Sorry, I've dribbled on there about a load of stuff. I'm telling you, probably not that interested, but anyway, that's just my opinion on, you know, how women are portrayed in dramas like that. You know, and there don't seem to be any consequences for the men really, you know, because like the professor, he has an heart attack, but his wife's sticking with him, you know, and I just don't like it really. But anyway, there you go. That's just an aside from me. I'm probably a bit too prissy, but anyway. So that's that one there. Now, so for my item, this is where the cautionary tale about the pattern comes into play. I decided, it is cheesy, but I'm going to do a Jaguar because obviously in the TV series Morse drives a Jaguar, and I were going to do a Jaguar cat. So I picked this one from Etsy. Paid for it. I paid $4.28 with a coupon because I'd favourited it. I've downloaded the pattern, but then didn't look at it for a couple of weeks. I bought the yarn, if you remember. I bought the lovely coloured yarn, and when I came to look at the pattern, I think when I were on holiday last week, and I thought, this isn't right. There's 2 pages here that are got body and there's hardly anything on them. Then the one that's got the picture on the front is a little bit more detail, but for instance the head has only got 11 rounds, which is clearly a lot less than's on the picture. The the body has got 13 rounds, again a lot less than what's on the picture. The ears have 3 rounds, the limbs have 6 rounds, the tail's got 10 rounds. So I hope I'm giving too much information there, but I mean it doesn't matter because you can't make the animal that's in that picture because that pattern cannot make that animal that's on that picture. However, when I went to look online, she had, he, she or they, because I don't know whether who they are really, had like loads of 1 stars. There were a couple that were a bit more, but they were mostly 1 stars, and all pretty much saying the same thing. So I then looked on further, and there's a message from the seller, so this is a disclaimer, and it says, "It can be difficult for me to explain the pattern that I use, as these are made by me before I make a pattern. I crochet what I want, then send it through AI to generate a guideline to crochet these designs." Guideline. "What I sell is the exact pattern that AI gave me after I asked for a detailed crochet pattern to ensure the workability of all these patterns," and there are a lot of patterns as well. "Please keep that in mind, as well as there are people who have bought these and have been able to make crocheted items before you try to tell me that it is not a crochet pattern that is workable." She doesn't say that they've managed to make the item that's on the picture though. "Thank you for taking the time to read into my patterns and my process." So basically that's a disclaimer saying it, you know, she's accepting that it's just a guideline basically. So, you know, I mean, I read that you're not going to get the pattern that refers to the picture, but that's just me. So I think that's all I wanted to say about it really. I can't tell you not to buy this person's pattern. I am going to link it below. It's entirely up to you, but you can see for yourself what she puts as a disclaimer. I can't tell you not to, because she does put the disclaimer on. But all I'm saying is, don't be like me. Hopefully you haven't done this. Hopefully you haven't done it yourself. But I mean, obviously, when I first started buying patterns off Etsy, I always checked reviews. I had a quick look at least just the number of rating that they got, not necessarily reading them all, or that they're a star seller. Now, obviously, you can't ultimately just go by star seller, because people have to sell patterns in order to get star seller status. But the reviews do give you an idea, so definitely look at what the review ratings are. Hopefully you do that already and you haven't made this mistake like I have. But if you've got blasé like I have, then maybe just a time to remind yourself that you should look at what the reviews are. I just wanted to put it out there. I mean, that is one of the advantages of having a channel, is that you can put these cautionary tales out. You know, like I say, I don't want, I'm not suggesting that you would make these mistakes. It's just that I've got blasé about it, buying on Etsy, and maybe it's a good reminder that not to get blasé about it. Obviously, if you've got a lovely person like our Cassandra at Crafted Labour After, she'd never do that to us. But you know, and there are obviously many more than they are like this one. But just bear in mind that this is what can happen. My advice is that this pattern is not good, but like I said, I can't tell you not to buy, because she has, well, she or they have put that on. They are, at the moment, are called Crafty Charm Crochet. I feel sure that wasn't the name when I bought it, but I can't say that for sure. And also the place that the down has been at, Westminster, US. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that either. But the logo is still the same, which is HB, capital H, lowercase b. Like I say, I can't tell you not to buy, because there's a disclaimer on it. Like I say, there is a pattern there. You have been provided with a pattern, but like I say, I'm disputing that it's the pattern for the picture that's put out there. Be interested to hear if you've ever had a similar experience yourself. I hope I haven't said too much there. I have put the rider on, that, you know, like, just wrote that on the actual page, so it's there. It is there to be seen. I just didn't look. So that's what the cautionary tale is really. It's not really. I'm not actually saying anything about this particular seller. I'm just saying, you know, don't be like me. So anyway, that's that for now. I hope to see you again soon. I'm on with my square for this week, for the Year of Granny Square Cows. I've started an item with the West Yorkshire Spinners Aran yarn that I bought with the coupon that was donated to me by Boxer Dog's mum. Thank you again. And I'm making something. It's from a magazine actually, so I'm hoping it works out all right. I like the look of it so far, I must admit. So I'll be back with that hopefully pretty soon. But yeah, take care of yourselves. I'll see you. Hi, just a little add-on to what the video I've just done. I've just been on to get a link for the Etsy shop where I bought the Jaguar pattern, and it appears that the shop is gone. So there's no trace of the pattern I bought or the shop. I'll pop a little screenshot of the page where it was, but that is really good news. So I'm saying bye for the last time now. Take care of yourself.